So one of the hardest things about playing the piano is getting the coordination between both hands. We always have a dominant hand. Many of us, our right hand is dominant. A few of us, our left hand is dominant. But getting them to play together in the sandbox is sometimes very, very difficult. So there are a couple of exercises that I wanted to give you that can help develop the coordination between the hands and also between the individual fingers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to play chords in the right hand on all 4 beats in a measure. So let's play a C major chord, okay? So that is C, E, and G. And what we're going to do is we're just going to play that chord on every quarter note of a 4-beat measure. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if C major is not your favorite chord, if F sharp major is your favorite chord, then play F sharp. But I'm doing this in C major to make it nice and easy. Okay, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to add the left hand to that, okay? So the left hand gets the more complicated part in this exercise, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to play C and G. So the root and the fifth of the same triad that we're playing in our right hand, right? So if you're playing it in F sharp, it would be F sharp and C sharp, okay? So we're going to play C and G, but we're only going to play the left hand on beat 1 and beat 3. Okay, so the right hand plays on all 4 beats, but the left hand only plays on beat 1 and beat 3. All right, so we're gonna start with the right hand, just playing 1 measure of 4 beats by itself, and then we'll add the left hand. All right, so here we go with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we got the left hand doing a little bit more complex stuff, just playing on 1 and 3, while the right hand is playing on 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play the left hand on beat 1 and beat 4, not beat 3. All right, so beat 1 and beat 4. All right, so here we go. Same thing, I'm going to give you 1 bar for nothing in the right hand on every quarter note, and then in the left hand it's going to come in just on beat 1 and beat 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's a little bit more complex because you find that your left hand is now playing 1, 2, 3, 4, and without stopping has to go back to 1. All right, so that gets a little bit more complicated. All right, so now we're going to complicate it even further. This time what we're going to do is we're going to play the left hand on beats 1, 3, and 4. Okay, so 1, 3, 4. So the right hand is still going to do the same thing. 4 quarter notes in the bar. The left hand plays 1, 3, and 4. So here we go. A bar for nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we've sort of tricked the left hand in not getting too comfortable in any one place. And so now it has to be comfortable playing on any beat. 1, 3, 4. We just didn't do 2, okay? But you can do 2 if you wanted to add an exercise to it. All right, so now we're going to switch hands, all right? Now we're going to have all of the repeated quarter notes in the left hand, and we're going to do the same thing that we did with our left hand in our right hand. So our left hand is going to play just those 4 quarter notes, okay? And then the first exercise is that we play the right hand on C and G on beats 1 and 3. All right, so let's try this. A bar for nothing in your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we're going to switch it up and we're going to go to that second exercise. So your right hand is going to go down on beat 1 and on beat 4. All right, so a bar for nothing in your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. All right, so now we're going to complicate it a little bit further. The right hand is going to go down on 1, 3, and 4, okay? So here we go, a bar for nothing in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so now we've done the same pattern in both hands. And what you can do now is practice this with several different chords. Practice it with G, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and you can practice it also by just doing just 1 and 5, the root and the 5th in your right hand, or you can practice it with the root and the 3rd in your right hand, or you can separate them. So maybe what you do is in your left hand you're doing the chords, but this time what you're doing in your right hand is alternating between the root and the 5th on each beat. All right, so that would sound like this. A bar for nothing in your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then there are obviously, as you can see, an infinite number of exercises that you could do like this. But what's important is that if you do an exercise with your left hand being dominant and your right hand not dominant, then try to switch them so that your right hand is dominant and then your left hand is not dominant. All right, so keep switching it up. So that's practicing the coordination between both hands. Now, what I want to do is I want to practice coordination between the fingers, all right? Because moving each finger individually in different patterns is something that you're going to find, especially when you're reading melodies. Okay, so we're going to start with the right hand, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put our hand in, this is called 5-finger position in C. So your first finger is on C, your 5th finger is on G, and all the rest of your fingers just sort of float in between those, all right? And what we're going to do is we're just going to go from the first finger to the 5th finger and back down in succession. So it's going to be C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. All right, so let's do that twice. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, again, G, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. All right, so that's doing that in your right hand. Now, let's do that in the left hand, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to put our 5th finger on C, our first finger on G, Okay, and this time, finger-wise, we're going to go in reverse, but note-wise, we're playing the same pattern. Okay, so we start with our fifth finger. So it's going to be C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. All right, so now you've figured out how to go up and down in your fingers. Now let's see if we can put your hands together. Now there are two ways of doing this. There is the way of going in contrary motion. And in contrary motion, what happens is that your fingers in both hands, your first fingers, your second fingers, your third fingers, are all playing at the same time. But you're going in contrary motion. Your right hand goes up while your left hand goes down. So what I like to do is I like to actually put both of our thumbs, both first fingers, on middle C. Okay, and that's where we start. And then what we're going to do is we're going to play both second fingers together, then both third fingers together, fourth fingers, fifth fingers, and now come back to middle C. Okay, and then ending on middle C. So that's in contrary motion. So let's do that 2 times. All right, here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. So even though we're going in contrary motion, all of our digits are moving between the hands in the same order. Okay, so in a way, that's pretty easy. Now, where it gets a little bit more complex is where we play in parallel motion. So now we're going to start with both hands at the bottom of that little 5-finger position and then move up. So in that, what we do is that our left hand starts on C with 5. Our right hand starts on C with 1. So now we're going to be playing the same pitches in the same order, but our left hand and our right hand are playing with different fingers. Okay, so let's try that. So parallel motion is starting with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, F, E, D, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D. One more time. C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. All right, so now you can see that while that feels a little bit more complicated, at least you're playing the same pitches and it sounds a little bit more harmonious. And then taking this exercise to the next level is what you can do is you can play in patterns. So what I would do is I would play what is called a third exercise. So we'll try this with the right hand first. So what I want to do is I want to play 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay, so that sounded a little complex, right? But basically all we're doing is we're going up thirds, meaning that from this note we skip a note, 1, 2, 3. Then from that note we skip a note, 2, 3. From that note we skip a note, 2, 3. And then we go down 1 step and then go in thirds again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's try this again. So I'm going to just call out the finger numbers, not the note number or the note names. All right, so here we go. Ready? And 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 1. All right, so let's do that again. We'll do that twice more. Here we go. And C, E, D, F, E, G, F, D. So now we're going to do it with our left hand, which is always a little bit more complex, all right? So here's our left hand. We're starting now with our fifth finger on C. So here we go. 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay? So then the ultimate in complexity is to do that together. D, F, E, G, F, D, C, E, D, F, E, G, F, D, C. Okay? So the thing is that what you want to do is you just want to take these slowly. And again, what you want to do is you want to perfect them before you move on to the next one. So try to keep repeating the exercises until you can do them in succession, say maybe 10 times without mistakes. And then what's going to happen is you're going to find that the coordination between both hands just starts to become more and more natural. And then when you go and you play your songs, it won't seem so out of the realm of possibility. So keep playing.